Hello, my name is Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode 18 of my 1 Billion Iron Ingot Challenge in Minecraft 1.16. In today's episode, I will be setting up some automatic ore processing because I have a lot of ores that are unprocessed, so let's get started. So I should have just about everything that I need in this modular storage unit, which means I can pick it up and I can take it off to several different sites, because there are a few different things that I need to do before I can actually get this up, or I can start setting up my ore processing. So the first thing I need to do, or I want to do, is I want to set up an automation so that I can build simple machine simple machine frames from the mod Industrial Foregoing, and that requires a dissolution chamber with latex. So I actually set up a manual system back at my old base in one of the episodes. So basically I replicated that system over here with the addition of a phytogenic isolator to provide this block placer with acacia logs for basically eternity, as long as this has energy, that is. And so basically this will get me latex, and the latex goes to this dissolution chamber. I just need to set up the automation to actually make this simple machine frame. So what I need to do is, let's go ahead and drop this down because I need to grab a few things out of here. I need an ME interface, and I scrolled right past it. I need an ME interface, and I'm going to need some cable here. So I'm going to need some white covered cable and some white dense cable. So let's grab that. I need some white dense cable and then some white covered cable. So I need to replace a little bit of this regular cable with the dense cable because right now the cable that I had there was saturated. It was all 8 channels were being used, so I needed to swap that out. But now I should be able to use regular cable from there on to right here, and that's where I'm going to place my machine interface. So what I need to do here is I need to tell this system right here that it can accept items from... Actually, I don't know that I need to do this. So I'm just going to leave this enabled for right now, and then I need to actually set a pattern in this ME interface. One thing I do need to do is I need to set up the output to push up to the top side, so when anything is done, it will be pushed out of this ME interface right here. So let's pick this back up because that's all we need for right there. Let's go ahead and set up a pattern to make the simple machine frame so that I can go ahead and automate this. So let's look up the simple machine frame. And there are some things that we're going to need. We're going to need plastic, pity machine frame. So let's try to grab, and we need to set this as a processing pattern. So plastic, I need a pity machine frame. And I should be able to automate everything else that I need. So let's look up the recipe once again. So I need nether bricks, iron, and gold gear. So nether bricks, they go here and here. And to be honest, the placement of these items don't actually matter into the dissolution chamber. It is basically, as long as you have the right ingredients in there, it will work. But I do prefer to put them in the right locations. So that will equal a simple machine frame. And actually, I actually need to grab all of this stuff because I need to make one of them before I can set the pattern. So we need nether brick. We need that pity machine frame back. Iron ingots and the gold gear. So let's see, just the gold gear left. And there we go. And so what we need to do is we actually need to make the first one of the simple machine frames, and then we need to basically test that this will work. So I can just throw all this stuff in here, and as long as I have the right ingredients, it will go ahead and process. So it does take, I think, 15 seconds, and then this should be ejected into my ME system through the ME interface right there. So let's make sure that all this is going to work like it should. And there we go. So it should be in the system. And now I can set that pattern. And that simple machine frame should be right here. So let's go ahead and set this pattern. And then we should be able to look for the dissolution chamber in my interface terminal, and it is right there. So let's go ahead and request a few more of these guys to make sure that this is going to work. So let's do 10 for right now. That's probably more than I'm going to need. Actually, it's probably not. because I'm going to need some of them later on maybe. Yeah, I think I will actually. Because I am going to be making this automation next. So there it is. Fantastic. And these do take 15 seconds a piece, so that's why there's only one as of right now, but it looks like it's working, so that's cool. So the next thing I'm going to be automating is the advanced machine frame, but there's a few things that I need to do before we can do that. So let's go ahead and throw this simple machine frame back because I don't need it just yet. And let's go over to this building right here with my woot machines. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be changing some of the upgrades around in this in one of my woot factories here. And that is because there is an upgrade that woot provides called Tumbling Doll of Flesh, which allows the woot factories to produce pink slime and liquid meat. Now we're going to need the pink slime to make the advanced machine frames, so let's grab these upgrades. And let's search for one of the upgrades that I don't particularly need. So I'm actually going to get rid of the head start perk for right now. I do have something like 3,000 nether stars, so that's more than enough nether stars right now, so I don't need the wither skeleton skulls. So I'm just going to get rid of the head start perk, and let me look at this upgrade here to make sure that I get rid of the right upgrade. So that should be this right here, and actually it shows in the upper left hand corner if you look at the it does say perk as the head start 3. So what I need to do is just simply grab that and then replace this perk slot, and then I should be able to grab the Tumbling Doll of Flesh and insert it right here. So that's cool. So I actually haven't ever used this upgrade, so let's see if it shows that I have anything in here. So it doesn't show that I have anything in there, but I should be able to grab from the loot exporter. I should be able to grab that pink slime and liquid meat. So let me grab this because I'm going to need this. And let's come down here and let's set something up here. So let's plop this down over here, kind of out of the way, and grab some. I'm going to need some of this. I'm also going to need mechanical pipe, I believe. I will probably also need to grab a trash can, but for right now, I'm not going to worry about that. So the loot exporter should. Okay, so that's incorrect. So let me see. I should have a dissolution chamber here. So if I put the dissolution chamber right here, it may or may not give me pink slime from the loot exporter. And okay, so it did. It's filling this with liquid meat. Unfortunately, I don't want the liquid meat to be in here. I want the pink slime to be in here. So actually, I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get 2 tanks and put the 2 tanks beside that. And then I should be able to withdraw the liquids through the tanks. So I should be able to make 2 simple black hole tanks for right now. Let's grab those. And actually, you know what? I do want to make a trash can. So let's get a liquid trash can. And I might as well go ahead and automate this because this is something I will probably make more of in the future. So might as well go ahead and set that pattern. That way we can make more of these. Let's grab that trash can. So what I'm going to do to start out with is I'm going to put 2 tanks down beside the loot exporter here. And let's see what gets ejected. Unfortunately, I don't know if there is a way that I can control. Oh, shoot. Whoops. I swapped inventories here. I can control, and I keep doing it, and I'm not meaning to, where the pink slime comes out versus where the liquid meat comes out. So I wonder if there is a way to control that. So let's try to do this and see if I get pink slime in this tank. I'm kind of doubting that'll work. Okay, cool. It worked. So I got pink slime in one tank, liquid meat going into the other for right now. So because there's pink slime in this tank, it should only accept pink slime from here on out. So actually, we're getting a tremendous amount of pink slime right now. That's absolutely fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the dissolution chamber down, I think, right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get rid of that block. I'm going to set down energy conduit down here and connect it up to the other energy conduit. I'm going to set my dissolution chamber right here. And then I'm going to set... Actually, I don't want the ultimate mechanical pipe. Because the ultimate mechanical pipe actually can hold like a lot of liquid by itself. Basically, it's a huge tank in and of itself. So I'm actually going to grab some of the crappy mechanical pipe, because I don't want very much liquid sitting in the pipe, and I don't need the throughput to be high anyways, so the pump rate isn't an issue. So I'm going to use just this basic mechanical pipe, and that'll actually work better. Because one issue I might have is that if I take all of the pink slime out of this tank, it might start filling with liquid meat, and then I would have to come back and manually reset everything. So by using a mechanical pipe here that doesn't have very much capacity, that will actually be better for me. Because the tank right there above should have plenty of capacity. Okay, so that actually drew Conatus fluid in, and that is not what we want because I can't use Conatus fluid. I didn't know that it would do that. Okay, so cool. We got pink slime in here. I shouldn't ever run out of pink slime from here on out, so that shouldn't be an issue. Let me make sure that I do have a channel to spare, because I am using 4 channels over there, and I'm using 3 channels over here. So I do have a 4th channel, it looks like. Let me double check that. It should say 7 channels right here. Fantastic. So let me patch up my hole in the wall here. And what I'm going to do is, once again, I'm going to put an ME interface right there. And I scrolled right past it. So ME interface, I'm going to put it right on top of the dissolution chamber. And once again, we're going to set this thing up the same way. We are going to have the output pushed up to the top. We don't need to do anything with the input, I believe. So let's go ahead and set this up so that it can automatically make those advanced machine frames. And then I do want to go ahead and test that. So let's go ahead and set the pattern. So the advanced machine frame. So we're going to need a simple machine frame. And we do need to set this to be a processing pattern once again. Okay, so we need a simple machine frame. And I just need to type in machine frame. That would be a whole lot easier. So we need plastic, netherite, scrap, gold. I'm not going to remember all this. Plastic. So plastic, and I actually need to grab these. Netherite, scrap, which I did teach my system how to automate this stuff, so I do have plenty of it. And actually, I do need to install this liquid trash can at some point. And let's get rid of these head start perks because I don't need those. I think it was gold ingots and then diamond gear, if I remember right. I am going to double check this because that might not be correct. Diamond gear. And let's just type out machine frame here and double check that I have everything right. Advanced machine frame, so netherite, scrap, gold ingots, diamond gears. Netherite, scrap, gold ingot. Cool. It looks like I have everything that I need. So let's run over here and throw this in and make sure that this is going to work. And once again, you can throw just basically all of as long as you have the right items, it doesn't matter which slot they're in, it will go ahead and craft. So me spending time organizing my pattern, it didn't really matter. As long as I have the right ingredients, it will craft. So let's run back and go ahead and set that pattern. And that will basically allow me to make better black hole units. And that's what I was aiming towards, because I'm going to be using the black hole units in my automation that I'm going to be setting up. So what I want to do now is I want to make some black hole units. And I hit the wrong button, and that's not cool. So let's reorganize that just a little bit. So I want to make some black hole units. And there's actually a higher tier black hole unit that I can't make right now. So there's a pity, common, advanced, and then supreme. I cannot make these supreme frames or these supreme machine frames at this moment because I can't make ether gas yet. I might be able to set that up in the future, but I'm not going to worry about that right now because the advanced black hole unit should be able to hold plenty of items for right now for my needs. So let's go ahead and build. I think I need 16 of these if I remember right. So I'm going to tell my system to make 16 of these for right now. And while that's going, my system doesn't know how to make chests. Are you kidding? So I need to do that real fast. Do I have lots of... I should have lots of wood somewhere, right? And I can't type right now. So the pattern I'm going to set is this right here. It's a simple pattern, makes a lot of chests really quickly. It just works very well. So let's go ahead and make those advanced black hole units. So I said I needed 16. Let's just go ahead and make 20. Might as well. And it does look like I have everything that I need to make those. So let's tell it to get chopping. And let's actually run over here to make sure that this is crafting. Yeah, we already have a lot of liquid meat, and I may or may not have to do something with that. We also have a lot of pink slime. That's a crazy amount of pink slime, to be honest. So this isn't doing anything just yet, and I'm not super sure why, because I did have some simple machine frames. So it should be trying to craft that, I would think. Oh, I didn't put the pattern in. Did I not set the pattern? I didn't, did I? Shoot, so I actually need to set that pattern. Where did I put the pattern? I put the pattern in the wrong space. Yeah, I just put the pattern in here, I think, somewhere. So that doesn't go there. That goes in the dissolution chamber. That's my bad. So that actually goes right here. That was dumb. And let's see if that's working just yet. So that may or may not actually be crafting. Let's double check it because I'm not sure if it is. It is. Fantastic. Okay, so that didn't cost me anything. That was just dumb. So this building down here is going to be the building where I'm going to set up my automations, my automatic ore processing. So let's grab this and let's go down to the basement and let's kind of put this in the middle of the room. And let's start putting down some machines. So let's actually, I'm going to need this. I'm not going to need that. I'm not going to need this stuff just yet. Let's get our ultimate enriching factories. And unfortunately, these things don't stack. And they are pulling power out of my capacitor, which is no bueno, but that's okay. Okay, so we have a lot of these, and that is because I have a lot of different ores I need processed, and I'm actually going to be using an enriching factory for each individual ore, as you'll see in just a little bit. So let me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's actually really, really nice. That's 7. So let's go ahead and place these at the back of the room. Actually, before I do that, let's carve out this down here because I'm going to put my energy conduit under here. And let's run that before we go any further. So that is a good start. Let's put these on top of that. And then I do need to hook that up to energy outside, and I should be able to do that pretty easily. I just need to dig through here underground a little bit, and I should get to my energy conduit. Okay, just a few more blocks here. Should be right here, and there it is. So let's go ahead and actually hook this up. And now we have energy over here. So these machines should have energy, and they do. So fantastic. Actually, they probably already had energy from my capacitor. So let's go ahead and grab some export buses. Let's get rid of the spare machines for right now, as well as the spare universal cable. I will probably need that in the future because there are more machines I'm going to need to set up here shortly. And actually, let's punch a hole in this wall because I'm going to need access to out here anyways pretty soon. So let's grab some export buses and some ores. So let's get rid of this stuff and start grabbing some ores. So the first thing I'm going to set up are the ores that actually need double processing. So those would be things like gold, iron, lead, basically the metals, not coal, copper. And if I just do this top down, that would probably make things easier. So osmium, silver, tin, and uranium. I think there were 9 of them, and it looks like that is correct. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put these export buses here, basically going into these enriching factories, and then I'm also going to grab some acceleration cards to make them faster. So we're going to add acceleration cards to each of these export buses and then 1 of the ores to each one. So acceleration cards and then ores. So in the future, I will change how I'm going to be processing my iron ores, but all of the other ores are going to be staying the same. And actually, that's fine. I'll just leave that there. I was actually going to move the iron ore to the end. That way I remember where it is, but it shouldn't matter, to be honest. I should be able to find it easy enough. So nickel, nickel, gold, gold. That's not gold, that's uranium. 10. Oh, whoops, I almost did that backwards. Silver. And then osmium. And let me double check that I did actually hit all of the export buses, because I'm afraid that I didn't. Okay, that looks good. So what I'm going to do now is, let me run out here and double check something. Those are going to be blue. Half of them are going to be blue, and half of them are going to be white. So let's start here. These are going to be hooked up to blue, and then these over here are going to be hooked up to the white one. So let's also grab the dense version of these and some facades as well. I thought I had some facades. Oh, there they are. I do have facades. They're just hiding. So let's grab the dense variant, and first off we'll start out over here. So let's put that there, facade it up on either side, and now we can connect it up. And I did not need to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just simply going to run this down and then, or across and then down like that. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. So let's facade this up and then we can connect it up. I do like things to look as neat as they can. I don't actually do a very good job a lot of times with that, but that's fine. So I do have some machines that won't be programmed just yet to do anything. And that's because in the future I will have them be doing something else. So yeah, so let's go ahead, and the next step in the process is actually I'm going to be adding another machine here. So let's rip up this. And because these are going to be creating this dust here, and yeah, we have a lot of dust going on already. And that dust needs to be smelted. So we have some ultimate smelting factories that I need to grab. So let's get rid of this stuff for right now. I'm going to need some of it in the future, but not right now. So let's start grabbing these ultimate smelting factories. And I actually just have enough for the things that I set up today. So I actually do need to grab more in the future, but that's not a problem. I also need to grab some energy conduit here. I need to set that up first. So that's fine. And actually, I don't want that cable to be there. I don't need that to be there, so I don't want it to be there. So let's go ahead and set up these ultimate smelting factories. And like I said, I only have enough for what I need today, but that's not a big deal. So let's go ahead, and I do need to do some configuring here. So we need to go into here, and on the front side, I think we need to set it to be output. Let's see if that works. The input should be, I probably need to have that to be input. So yeah, let's set up all of these first, because these are the easier ones to set up. So I just need to double click there. And unfortunately, they are a little bit loud. I could probably just kind of cut off the energy to them. Once I know that they're all going to work. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. So let's set up these to be output. Okay, so it's 3 clicks. So this is rather simple here. I'm not even doing this on the right side. I'm dumb. So it's one click. It's one click in the middle. And I do need to have the auto eject on. Sorry, I have gaffed from time to time, and right now apparently is one of those times. Okay, so that's cool. And that seems to be working. So what we need to do with these smelting factories is I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to be ejecting out the front. And that's not what I meant to do. Because I'm going to have my my black hole units out front of these. So just a few more here, thankfully. Okay, so let's go grab those black hole units because we need those at this point. Okay, cool. We do have all of them. Fantastic. So it looks like those automations I set up earlier in the episode are working fantastically, so that is cool. So let's go ahead and set these down and make sure that they are working. It looks like they are, so that's cool. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab some storage buses here. And there should be some in here. Somewhere. Here they are. So I will need my, we'll need these back again. And I need the white ones as well. So what we're going to do now is we are going to install storage buses on top of these guys. Just like this. And on these storage buses, we are going to tell them to only hold what is currently in the black hole unit, and we are going to set them to be a negative priority. So let me go ahead and shut these machines off, and I should be able to do that by cutting off the power for right now. Unfortunately, I don't have muffling upgrades in them, so yeah, we're just gonna have to deal with the sound apparently. So let's go ahead and set up the rest of these the same way. Okay, so unfortunately it seems like they're not using very much power. Oh, I know why, because there's a lot of buffered power in these, in the cables themselves. So yeah, they're not shutting off anytime soon. You know what? I can probably fix that though, if I do that, just for the time being. And actually, I wanted to set this back. I did that a while back, and yeah. So I'll turn that back on probably after this, but might as well get rid of the noises that I don't need for right now. So let's continue and set the rest of these up. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. We just need to connect these storage buses up. And so basically we will have all of our ingots stored in these black hole units rather than stored in the storage disks. It's just a much more effective way of storing these. So actually it looks like I'm going to have to do this, but that's fine. And I'm going to go ahead and run this blue cable as well. And in the future I will have more machines here, but for right now it doesn't really matter. All that's hooked up. So lastly, I do want to set up some more enriching factories. And actually I don't have enough enriching factories to do what I quite want. Actually, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to get some more enriching factories off camera. I think I need 5 more of them, and once I have them, I will be right back. Okay, I am back with my ultimate enriching factories, so let's go ahead and set those down. I am going to be placing 4 of them over here, and then 4 of them over there. And I already have the energy conduit run, so let's go ahead and set these down. And these will be hooked up to the ME system through export buses, and actually I don't have those. So let's grab these export buses and set them on top here. And we do need to tell these export buses what they're going to be exporting. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Certus quartz, diamonds, emeralds, lapis, and actually I need to grab some acceleration cards as well. I don't think I will need those. So Certus, Diamonds. Emeralds, and I am putting the blocks in the machines, that way I don't accidentally set them to be two separate export buses here. I'm going to have one extra machine here, but that is perfectly fine by me. That'll just allow me to grow my processing capacity in the future. So there we go. So that is all set up. I just need to hook all of this up to the ME system, and I can do that very simply through this right here. And then the same thing with the blue cable over here. Oh, I want to do this, not that. So this is a little bit simpler because these are making the finished products here. So that is one less step here. So we just need to set the black hole units down right here. And then we just need to run the conduit that way. So I do need to set this to be output, auto eject on all of these machines here. So let's go ahead and do that. There's actually one more thing I might need to do. And that is going to be to grab some is it crystal quartz, or I'm not sure what it's called actually. It might be like glass quartz or something. Okay, so it looks like, is this? No. Wait, what? What just happened? Okay, it's just it's just showing the wrong thing. It did eat my bread. It tried to eat my bread. So let's go ahead and set up my storage buses, which I have with me. I'm not going to hook them up to the ME system just quite yet. I will here in a second. But let's actually just set this one to be something that's nonsensical, Flexbore. And we'll reset that one in the future if I ever actually set up that ore processing. But what I'm going to do is the same thing I did with these storage buses over here. I'm going to be setting them to a negative priority. That way, the storage bus doesn't accidentally try to insert things that aren't supposed to go into these black hole units. So for whatever reason, it seems that it wants me to hit this twice, but that isn't really a big deal. So I would just hook this up and just spiderweb this, but the ME system always tries to take the shortest route back to the controller that it can through the cables here. And so there's actually one thing I want to grab to make sure that I don't have any issues with the ME controller wigging out here. And that would be the glass fiber cable. And actually, it's not this, but it is involved in the craft of that. Let me find it. The quartz fiber. So let me grab some quartz fibers here. What this allows me to do is not have certain connections in areas I don't want connections. And I'll show you what I mean here in a second, because I did not describe that very well. Basically, I want to put this quartz fiber basically between areas where I don't want the covered cable to connect with itself. So that would be in those locations right there. So let's go ahead and hook this up. So basically, the ME channels can only come through where the covered cables are actually connected. So it goes, yeah, and there are 8 channels coming down from here, so that's cool. And yeah. I don't know if this is strictly necessary, but it does prevent possible problems. And then the white cable is set up the same way over here. Let me double check that I do have enough channels on both of these. I should. I am using quite a few channels though. So I think this isn't quite showing up correctly. But maybe it is. I'm trying to think. How many channels do I'm using quite a few channels. Anyways. I think everything seems to be working. Let me double check everything. Yeah, we appear to be getting items. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good setup. It is definitely different from what I've done in the past, but it should work very well, to be honest. So I'm pretty excited that everything worked out the way that I wanted. So I think that's a pretty good wrapping up point for today's episode. So in today's episode, I set up a couple of automations to make machine frames from the mod Industrial Foregoing first off the simple machine frames, and then I set up the advanced machine frame automation. And I also upgraded one of my woot factories to produce pink slime and liquid meat. It is producing a crap load of pink slime, more than I will ever use already probably, so that's pretty fantastic to know. And then at the end of the episode, I finally set up this automatic ore processing. I've needed to do this for a long time. I literally have like 20,000 of certain ores. So yeah, it's going to take a while for my system to catch up in terms of getting through the backlog, but it should be able to do that fairly well. So anyways, if you enjoyed today's episode, feel free to drop a like down below. And if you enjoy watching automation type stuff in modern Minecraft, definitely consider subscribing to my channel because that's kind of what I do. Anyways, signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.